Oh yeah, I'm at her house now. We last left off when we were talking about, let's call her Anne. So Anne, she in this, I don't think you was with us. You didn't come because it happened in the bathroom. This happened between me, Izzy, and Anne in the bathroom. Cause um Anne wanted me to tell Izzy everything that was going on because George started to lie about what he was doing, and a specific thing that he did. I was talking to a lot of people about it, if I should tell Izzy or not, because I know you can lose a friendship over a boy. I know you can, and I didn't really want that shit happening with her because at that time, before she was my partner in crime, Izzy, she was my partner in crime. That's why she was so like protective of me. Oh yeah, so Anne wanted me to tell Izzy about this about with Georgia because George had kissed me, and besides other stuff, he had kissed me, and
George was a busy boy.
I asked my mom, I asked a lot of people, should I tell her, because I know you can lose a friend over a boy, and I didn't really want that to happen. And my mother told me that you have to tell her it's something that you have to do, because even if you lose her friendship, because at some point she said she lost one of her best friends over a boy, because even though her and the girl, my mother said, even though her and the girl was friends before, that dude came in her life because she was so in love, she believed him over her own best friend. And I had a feeling that was gonna happen, and y'all wouldn't believe all the crazy stuff that happened with this. But let me continue, because her part is gonna come in soon, where she got involved into this and stuff like that. So yeah, me, Izzy, and Ann went to the bathroom, and I basically told her what George did. And at first, she wasn't mad at me. I thought she was, but she told me it's okay. She said it's okay, and she went off to him and said something to him, and then yeah. So she went off on him, and I guess whatever he was telling her was lies. Like, he was telling her that I'm lying. He didn't really do none of the stuff that I'm saying. He didn't kiss me. He didn't do nothing. And so, by her listening to him, it kind of started to ruin our friendship. We started to be rocky and stuff with our friendship because she started to believe him. So from there, everything just took a turn for the worse. Me and George, our friendship was on the rocks. Me and Izzy's friendship was on the rocks. Mostly everybody was on, people in our little squads was on my side. She was on my side because she knew the things he was doing leading people. She knew the things he was doing. That's what I said. He tried to do the same thing with her.
I mean, it's not necessarily sides. I mean, it was just like common sense, really.
Yeah. Like, but it seemed like other people didn't have no common sense. Like, she was mad after listening to the stuff that he was saying, the lies he was saying, trying to tell her that I'm lying. He didn't do none of the things that I said and stuff like that. Mind you, I'm still friends with George to this day. Like, and so, and I tried to tell him, and I was talking to him like, you need to tell her the truth, because he would be texting me, tell her you lying, just do this for me, take up for me. I know I would tell her everything later, just take up for me, please, just take up for me, because in their relationship, they were on and off a lot. Like, when I mean a lot, they were on and off a lot. And it used to irritate me so much. Because stuff he would tell me, like, he really let me on. Like, he let me on. And I still have feelings for him to this day. And we do our little here and there, flirting and stuff like that. And sooner or later, we're gonna be together probably, but it's just not the right time right now for us to be together. But
my stomach is so full. Like,
but yeah, like, so he would be texting me, telling me, and she would text me, telling me George says you're lying and stuff like that. And there was this friend I had from a club that I was in, and let's call him Eli. And Eli, he was one of the people that was on my side. He would text me and stuff like that, telling me everything, and I would tell him I'm not lying. He's lying. He's just trying to cover his tracks because George and Izzy was going through stuff, and he would be there for her. But when he would talk to me, that's what I said George. He would tell me everything. Like he told me everything. Like he told me everything. Like, and George, he would tell me all the stuff he was going through and tell me how everything about their relationship, how like he's getting tired of her and getting irritated by her and stuff like that. And he would tell me little things. Me and you gonna be together soon. Like I'm gonna break up with her and all that. Like he led me on. During this time, he led me on. And during this time, I wasn't as strong in my confidence because during this time was also the time I was being bullied. And this whole situation was a big bully situation. Like, and people wanted to put their 2 cents in it. So, yeah, like, that whole thing happened, and Eli would be on my side. He would tell her what I told him. Eli would tell Izzy what I told him and stuff like that. And she didn't believe me. So sooner or later, she just cut me off. But she broke up with George. But you know what she did? Was it like a week or a couple days later when she got back together with him? Couple of days later, she got back together with him. And you just broke up with him, said you was done with him, and said you was done with both of us. But you forgive him, but you don't forgive me. And you was friends with me before he came to our school.
And this is shit I be talking about in the first place. Don't let a nigga get between you and your friendship. Especially y'all know each other.
And the fact that during our friendship, me and her had a kind of rocky start friendship because we had got into an argument before we was like real close friends. We had got into an argument, and I remember we would go back and forth with each other in almost fighting situation. And with this situation I'm telling you guys about now, something happened to me during this situation, and I was prepared. By the time I finished telling y'all the end of the situation, I was prepared to fight Izzy. I wasn't prepared to fight nobody else. I'm gonna tell you what happened with that later on in the story. I'm probably gonna do a part 2 to this if it gets too long. If it's not
too long, girl.
Yeah, if it's not finished by time I have to leave, I'm gonna do a part 2. But yeah. So she got back together with him a couple of days later, and you could tell. And y'all, I swear, I really found out who was my real friends during this situation. Like,
you really do. When it come down to a real situation, you know who your real friends
are. I found out who my real, and I had this childhood friend. I say childhood friend because I went to middle school with her, and let's call her Alicia. So me and Alicia, we were tight. Like, she was one of the people that was, even in middle school, I was bullied. And she was one of the people that was always there for me. Always. When it comes down to a situation, she was always there for me. She would never believe that he say she stay stuff. She would come straight to me and ask me. Like, it was a lot of stuff. So, the groups kind of got separated. I'm going to tell y'all who was the real friends in this situation. She was one of my real friends. Alicia was one of my real friends. Ann was one of my real friends. Ann was one of my real friends. Maddie was one of my real friends. It's this girl named Maddie. Let's call her Maddie. She was one of my real friends. One of my high school best friend, Doll Baby. She was one of my real friends. Even though during this situation, me and her had stopped being friends, I think for a whole week. Wasn't it like a whole week me and her stopped being friends? Yeah, me and her.
She sided with that.
Yeah, but when I asked her about it, she said it wasn't necessarily what she did. Not because she sided with Izzy. It was because she thought during this time, she thought like I was trying to copy her because at one point I told her I was envious of her. But that was because my self-esteem was low because I got bullied. I didn't have high self-esteem before I started getting bullied. I didn't have a high self-esteem like I used to before I started getting bullied. But yeah, me and Doll Baby stopped being friends for like a whole week, and everybody thought that was weird because we was always together. We had class together. We was all like, when I tell y'all we was always together, we was always together. Like, when you always together whenever you by yourself and someone asks you, "Where's your friend at?" Like, people would constantly ask me, "Where's Doll Baby? Where's Doll Baby? Where's Doll Baby?" And sometimes I would tell them we wasn't speaking, sometimes I wouldn't. So, but yeah, we stopped being friends for a week, and then we became friends again. But and everything was going on. It was a lot. So let's fast forward. I had Spanish class with this girl, and let's call her Cece, which is also one of my nicknames. But yeah, I had class with this girl named Cece, and I had class with this girl named Jay. And during this time, this is where she started coming, because she started coming when Jay wanted to.
Yeah, because Jay, so when we were in the bathroom, and I remember I just had came out of my 4th period class, and we went to the bathroom, and Jay was like out in the hallways mad, looking for Queen. And I'm like, what's going on? What happened? And she like, oh, I'm going to fight her. And I'm like, for what? And she's like, oh yeah, because you know the situation, blah blah blah. And I'm like at first I'm like, I'm not seeing where she fit in to the point where you had to fight her. I mean, and then I'm like, yeah, you got some people that's gonna fight your friends' battles, and pretty much yeah. But at the end of the day, like, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, and like I said, I wasn't prepared to fight her. I wasn't prepared to fight Jay. I was prepared to fight Izzy. Like, the whole group of people that I told you about, Alicia and who else was in there? Who else was in there? Z and Rose. Yo, when I tell y'all, and when I tell y'all, and Alicia, remember I told you, like, she was like my childhood friend. When I tell y'all, every day I came to school, I had long braids in my hair, I had big braids. I would come to school with my hair in a ponytail every day because I was prepared to fight Izzy. I was prepared to fight Jay. I was prepared to fight Izzy. So when I tell you, like, I came to school every day in a circle. I even separated from her and the other group that I was in, because the other group that I was in, Izzy was in. And when I would go downstairs to cafeteria and I would go back upstairs to, like, the counselor's office, I would hug everybody that I was still cool with in that group. And except for this girl who we gonna call Icky Vicky, because she was phony and she was a fake bitch, and I stopped being friends with her. Before this even happened, I was already not friends with her. I didn't ever like the bitch because I stopped being friends with Icky Vicky because she would, yeah, like, I understand you gonna claim people as your fake mom in school, but, like, don't act like my real mom. Like, but, like, I didn't even claim her as my mother, and she was acting like my mom. Like, and she would hit me and Doll Baby like she was our mom. And I'm just like, so, and you give me attitude, I give you attitude back. I don't care. I will give you straight attitude. Like, so